From frame rates and bit rates to file size and resolution, creating for connected TV can be overwhelming, even for the most experienced creatives. Rest assured, the team at Triad is here to help. As a client, you always have access to our specs and best practices to help you create high-quality, high-performing ads. Visit the creative section in your account dashboard at any time to access. For CTV ad creation, we recommend designing in Adobe After Effects or Adobe Premiere Pro and exporting with Adobe Media Encoder. In this video, we'll cover how to set up your file in Adobe Premiere Pro. Once you have opened Adobe Premiere Pro, select New Project and then create a file by typing in your project name, selecting a project location, selecting at least one media asset, and typing in a sequence name. Inside your file, you can now set up your creative specs by navigating to Sequence Settings. Ensure your time base, better known as frame rate, is set to 23.976 or 29.97. We internally default to 29.97, but either will work just fine. Frame size should be set to 1920 pixels horizontally and 1080 pixels vertically, and your display format should match your time base. While this should have updated automatically when you selected the time base above, we always recommend double checking. Set your sample rate to 48,000 Hz, and finally, make sure your width and height under video previews match the 1920 width and 1080 height you set above in the frame size. This also should have updated automatically. Once all your settings are in place, click OK. You can now edit your file duration using the slider above your timeline. Ensure this is set to 15, 30, or 60 seconds. If you are new to Adobe Premiere Pro or have questions, head to the URL on the screen for guided resources and tutorials from our friends at Adobe. Once you have completed your CTV creative and are ready to export, click File, Export, Media, or simply click Export in the top left-hand corner. From this screen, select Send to Media Encoder. To learn how best to export your file using Adobe Media Encoder, check out the third video in this series, How to Export Your CTV OTT Creative in Adobe Media Encoder.